Life of Pi by Yann Martel. Read by Kerry, Shale. Author's note. This book was born as I was hungry. In the spring of 1996, my second book, a novel, came out in Canada. It didn't fare well. The fiasco did not affect me too much. I had already moved on to another story, a novel set in Portugal in 1939. Only, I was feeling restless, and I had a little money, so I fled to Bombay. This is not so illogical if you realize three things: that a stint in India will beat the restlessness out of any living creature, that a little money can go a long way there, and that a novel set in Portugal in 1939 may have very little to do with Portugal in 1939. I had been to India before, for 5 months. This second time, I knew better what to expect, and I knew what I wanted. I would settle in a hill station and write my novel, my notes spread out in front of me next to a steaming cup of tea. Green hills heavy with mists would lie at my feet, and the shrill cries of monkeys would fill my ears. Thus set up, I would turn Portugal into a fiction. That's what fiction is about, isn't it? The selective transforming of reality. What need did I have to go to Portugal? The lady who ran the place would tell me stories about the struggle to boot the British out. We would agree on what I was to have for lunch and supper the next day. After my writing day was over, I would go for walks in the rolling hills of the tea estates. Unfortunately, the novel sputtered and died. It's a misery peculiar to would-be writers. Your theme is good, as are your sentences. Your characters are so ruddy with life they practically need birth certificates. The plot you've mapped out for them is grand, simple, and gripping. The dialogue zips along, crackling with tension. The descriptions burst with color, contrast, and telling detail. But it all adds up to nothing. Your story is emotionally dead, that's the crux of it. The discovery is something soul-destroying, I tell you. It leaves you with an aching hunger. From Materan, I mailed the notes of my failed novel to a fictitious address in Siberia, with a return address, equally fictitious, in Bolivia. What now, Tolstoy? I asked myself. Well, I still had a little money, and I was still feeling restless. I walked out of the post office to explore the south of India. I would have liked to say, I'm a doctor, to those who asked me what I did, doctors being the current purveyors of magic and miracle. But I stuck to the humble, bruised truth. Along the way, here and there, I got the response, "A writer? Is that so? I have a story for you." Most times, the stories were little more than anecdotes, short of breath and short of life. I arrived in the town of Pondicherry, a tiny self-governing union territory south of Madras, on the coast of Tamil Nadu. In population and size, it is an inconsequent part of India, but history has set it apart. For Pondicherry was once the capital of that most modest of colonial empires, French India. They left Pondicherry in 1954, leaving behind nice white buildings, broad streets with names such as Rue de la Marine and Rue Saint-Louis, and kepis, caps, for the policemen. I was at the Indian Coffee House on Nehru Street. Fans whirl above you to keep the warm, humid air moving. The place is furnished to capacity with identical square tables, each with its complement of 4 chairs. You sit where you can, with whoever is at a table. The coffee is good, and they serve French toast. Conversation is easy to come by. And so, a spry, bright-eyed, elderly man with great shocks of pure white hair was talking to me. I confirmed to him that Canada was cold, and that French was indeed spoken in parts of it, and that I liked India, and so on and so forth. He took in my line of work with a widening of the eyes, and said, "I have a story that will make you believe in God." I was suspicious. Was this a Jehovah's Witness knocking at my door? "Does your story take place 2,000 years ago in a remote corner of the Roman Empire?" I asked. "No." Was he some sort of Muslim evangelist? "Does it take place in 7th century Arabia?" No. It starts right here in Pondicherry, just a few years back, and it ends in the very country you come from."
Sample complete. Ready to continue?